Good afternoon, everybody. JT coming to you live again. As I said earlier, this is going to be a busy day for us, and we love busy days here at Support Local LKN. As you can see behind me, we are back in the home studio for a brief time being, but we are very happy to be here this afternoon with a really, really cool business. In about the last 30 minutes or so, we've been hearing more about this business, and I can't wait for everybody out there to hear about it as well. We are here with the owners of Sign Fairies. We have Rennick and Jennifer, the owners of Sign Fairies. Thank you so much for coming out and spending some time with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. First and foremost, for those people that may not be aware, tell us a little bit about Sign Fairies is all about.
Go ahead, you can talk.
I got my turn. Okay.
Yes.
So, we are a yard sign celebration business, and we started in January of this year. And essentially what we do is we provide an opportunity for someone in the local community to rent a happy birthday display or a graduation display, anniversary display, and we customize it with big 2-foot letters by 1 foot wide. And when we come to your house, we put this big sign with a lot of accents, graduation hats, birthday cakes, cupcakes, and we illuminate your yard with your celebration.
It's really, really cool. I have to say, I've seen some of the pictures of the work you've done. Tell us a little bit. I know you had said this really came to fruition kind of on its own. It just kind of self-developed. Give us a background of the company.
I'll start and then he can chime in.
You can start.
So one of his friends kind of put it over to Rennick and said, hey, this would be something I think you'd be great at. And we looked into doing it. We were looking into doing a franchise, but some of the things that we didn't like about the franchise were the rules, how we could only use their vendors. We wanted to use lots of different vendors, so we had lots of different merchandise to offer our different customers. And when you have one company, you can't go outside of those bounds. So we really played around with the idea. Rennick learned how to design a web page, how to do take in the money, the sales part of it. I mean, he spent hours and worked forever figuring this all out and did a great job. In January and February, we started it. We had maybe one a week if we were lucky. And then it just exploded with the COVID. And it's just been we're busy all the time and we love it. And we love that we get to talk to families that we can't really do these huge parties for, and now we're putting up a sign that's celebrating a graduation or a special event in their lives.
Yep. And we deal with a lot of, obviously sign companies, and everybody's seen the standard rectangular yard signs. You guys take it to a whole nother level. It's really more an expression. It's something that's very customizable.
Yeah, I would say it's like a personal advertisement celebrating the person who is either having a birthday or coming home. And we try to make it as individual and as customized as possible by asking what type of graphics your child likes or your person who's celebrating likes, what kind of sports, and then we'll lay out the letters. And so we do want to make it more of a very customer specific, customized offering really at the end of the day.
And especially now, because it's all they can do. These parents are calling us, they can't do these graduations, they can't see their kids go to prom, they can't see their kids walk and get the diploma. So we want to make it as special as we can, especially during these times.
And that's a perfect segue to where I'm going to take you next, because before we went live, you told us a great story, actually two of them, really heartwarming stories. And I'd like to give you, anybody that's looking for a feel good this weekend, please, this next about 3 minutes, if he tells the story the same way, if they both will share the story. This is something you really have to hear, because it really is impactful about what these signs are all about. And we love the passion that small business owners have about their business. And it's a true tie-in to their care for the community, as well as supporting their own small business as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the neighborhood project that you guys had going on?
Let me tell about the prom one, and then you could tell about the other one.
You're gonna go prom first? Okay.
Yeah. So Rennick had a friend, and we went over to his house and we did the prom, and we had gotten rose graphics, and there was a pathway leading down that Ren put roses all over, and prom and hearts. And the dad had his son and his son's girlfriend come all dressed in their formal gear. He cooked steaks, he had lights out, it was just incredible. And it just touched us because he couldn't have the son have a lot of friends over, one, because of the COVID, but also his daughter had some health concerns that they would be worried about with that. So he just created this magical little wonderland, you know, for his son and his daughter. And it was just so touching that they could still go to prom. You know, it wasn't with all their friends, but they still had this magical night that I'm sure they're going to be telling their grandkids about, because it's different. It's not in a gymnasium with 100 people. So that was something that really touched me, and was so sweet. And especially just seeing this dad just do all of this for his kid.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Just really sweet.
It was awesome.
And then Ren had a sweet.
Yeah, so I wanted to just go back to one of the questions you asked. What I can tell you is this business kind of found us. You know, it kind of jumped in our lap and we didn't really know what to expect. But anyway, to make a long story short, one of the greatest gifts that we've had so far with regards to this business is that we've been able to interact with the community in a way that we never thought possible. And this is a true story. So one of the ways that people can reserve a sign is they go to our website, click on a reservation request form, they fill out the information, they can do it on their mobile phone, it comes right to me. So I look at it, we look at it and say, hey, do we have any availability on that date? And in this case, we had none. So I typed back to the woman saying, I'm sorry, we're completely busy. You know, we're sorry, right? And we tried to help her out. And then I noticed that she didn't put her address on the form. So I texted her back. I was like, by the way, where is this located? You know, she's like, she says this, she says, I can't tell you. I'll have to get back to you. So we were like, wow, all right. So she gets back to me the next day and she says, hey, I'm the person that you spoke to yesterday. And this is the story that I need to share with you about. I have permission now to talk to you about the dynamic. And what she said was, there's been a family locally that's been out of town for over 3 months. And we are a local neighborhood and we care a lot about this family. And we want them to come home to a huge hug. And they need that. And we can't do that because of the COVID virus. Can you help me? And I was like, yeah, we'll figure out a way. So I run into the house, I grab Jennifer, I say, what kind of inventory do we have? And we had some, and we came up with a really simple slogan. We love you, right? We put purple hearts, we put red hearts, we put presents and flowers. So I called her back and I said, we're going to do it. We're going to do, we love you. How does this sound? And she was like, oh, this sounds great. So she gives me the address. We go over there and we install the sign. And, you know, I don't think all that much of it, simply because we're so busy, right? But the next day she calls and she's like, listen, you have no idea how impactful this was. And these people want to meet you. So we were like, okay. So we went over there and I met them. And the story is that they've been gone because one of their daughters is going through some treatment for a bone marrow transplant. And this neighborhood wanted to get together and show their support by letting them know, and when they drove home after being gone for 4 months, that the entire community that they lived around loved them. And when I met these people and I was able to see their strength and their resilience and their love for each other, I mean, I just got emotional. I told her, I got to go in my truck. I got to go cry. You know what I mean? Like, this is just so great. So we've had multiple experiences like that throughout these last 6.5 weeks. And we can't even begin to tell you what it's like and what's happening in the community. And the fact that we can bring a sign to somebody who's struggling that makes them smile. We're the joy business. We deliver joy. So it's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Yep, and again, love that story. And I do believe you have that on YouTube as well.
I do. So we have a part of this incredible journey is I posted a tip on our YouTube Sign Fairy page about how you install an eye into the ground, right? And a lot of people have been like, I want to know more. So my YouTube channel has exploded. And the story on my YouTube channel for Sign Fairies is called Be Open to It. And hashtag be open to it, hashtag we with a heart, you know, love you. And it's wonderful. And then we have Instagram, we have a Facebook page where we have a lot of wonderful reviews. We have a Pinterest account, we have a Twitter account, and obviously the YouTube channel. So an aspect that also we want to include, because it doesn't cost us anything, is, hey, send us a picture of your child in front of the sign. Let's get it out there. So we're sharing this joy, and it's been bouncing back and forth. Moms get excited about this stuff, you know, and so they share it with all their friends, and the response it's been overwhelmingly positive, and we're just so grateful we've had this.
And that's wonderful because I have to say, as a, I'm standing here, I've got a son that just graduated from high school, so he's gone through it on that side as far as the limited ability to really interact with the group, as far as that goes. I've got an 80-year-old father as well, so Father's Day rolling around, it's tough to make sure you can have a big party because you can't. And I think what we were kind of kicking around was the name of virtual hug. So anybody that really is truly looking to giving back to friends, family, things like that in this day and age, especially from here on forward, it's a wonderful expression of that virtual hug, to let them know how much you really care. And again, we love having you right here local in the Lake Norman area, based out of Mooresville. Can't ask for more than that. What area do you guys typically like to serve or stay within for your services?
Well, our biggest problem is we don't say no.
Yes.
We have a hard time saying
Right.
no. It's very rare that we say no, but Mooresville, Davidson, Huntersville, Cornelius, we have done Denver, Statesville. Troutman actually works for us
Yep.
mile-wise too, but outside of 10-mile radius, there's a little bit of a trip charge, but it's a one-way trip charge. And that's the only add-on that we have to our fees. And
Excellent.
that's only once you reach over 10 miles. Like when we get into Denver and things like that, it gets a little bit far for us.
And we let people know right away when we get their form, hey, thank you for submitting your form. Look, we want to let you know you're outside of our radius. There's going to be a $2.50 trip charge. You're actually 8 miles or 18 miles from our house where we live. So if that's not something that you're open to, we just want to tell you now before we get the sign, right? Because nobody wants to know that at the end, so they can say no right away, right? And believe it or not, people have been, when we say that to them, they're like, don't worry about it. Thanks for telling me. And people just want to be, connected with. And that's been one of the greatest gifts, is that, people that customers, they'll text us, and I'll be driving. They'll be like, hey, can we do this on Friday? And you're like, what? So they have access to us where in other cases, they may not have the normal type of access that we provide, which has been wonderful.
Excellent. Excellent. Tell us one more time, and I know we touched briefly on your YouTube channel and things. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
So our telephone number is 704-360-0856. But also filling out the reservation form. Rennick gets back to the person shortly after, within an hour or two, with a quick text. And then I call the person, we talk on the phone, and I find out what are that child's interests or person's interests that you're trying to celebrate for. Then we put it into our system, and it's good to go.
I'd say that the next best thing to calling is just go to the website. It's www.signfairies.net. And I've learned that you got to make this stuff super simple, and it's got to be mobile friendly. You know what I mean? And you can look at the themes, you can look at the pricing, and then you can look at the reservation request form and what you get. And when you click on the reservation request form, a new window will open up, and it's an actual survey that we've customized, and that gets beamed right to me. So as soon as you submit that survey, I get a notification, and I am hyper obsessed about getting back to people real fast. So either one, the phone or the reservation request form, completing that, you'll probably get too much communication from us.
Well, that's always that. I don't know if that's a possibility, but it's always a great thing when somebody communicates, But I gotta say, guys, you have taught me so much. I hope people out there, I hope you've really enjoyed this video, because I have to say, you guys, I think, coined the phrase before too. You're in the happiness business. And, in a time when that's very challenging to find, thank you so much for having the passion that you do in the business and supporting it right here in our own local area. So again, please check out Sign Fairies. We'll be sure that all of your information is posted, as we do with all of our videos, with the video. If you have any questions, reach out to them directly or reach out to us, and we'll be happy to forward it on to them. Again, Rennick and Jennifer, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate you spending the time.
Hey, thank you so much. And this
has
been great. We appreciate you. We know this is a volunteer type thing, and you're doing a lot of the same stuff that we're doing, which is supporting our local community, and we're grateful that you've done this. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to share with the local community who we are. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you for the very kind words. And everybody else, we look forward to coming to you again live real soon with some more great local small businesses. And again, please check out Sign Fairies. These people, I'll tell you what, the passion that they have for their business is truly on par with anybody else that's out there in our local community. Please support our local businesses and support Sign Fairies as well. Rennick and Jennifer, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Take care.